Now you work with women. I mean, you specifically focus on women. Do the same, kind of parameters apply when you're not focused on women? Is this something that is specific to a female audience to want to talk to them in a more vulnerable, personal way?
That's a good question. I truly believe that even when so I work with people who are primarily selling into companies,
Mhm.
right? But even if you're selling into a company, you're selling into a person and a
Mhm.
person at that company. And sure, if you provide a little bit more, life color, right? A little bit more humanity, um, I don't think it's going to hurt. If anything, people feel like they have some type of relationship with you, right? Even if they're watching from afar, what we call lurkers, as you know,
Mhm.
in pack your pipeline parlance, but people who are just in read only mode. But at worst, it'll make you more memorable,
Mhm.
right? And when we run our businesses, and for no matter what you're in, there's somebody else who does it too, right? You're never the only person who does what you do. So even being memorable, if the only purpose of the humanity is to be more memorable as
Mhm.
your clients are evaluating you over other providers, that still contributes
Mhm.
to success in the sales process.
Mhm. I like that. Think of it as being more memorable. Yeah, this is like a free coaching session for me. Thank you.
Well, and
So,
I just want to offer that, you know, as you have been working with me and following along and, noticed more of the humanity coming through, I would say that I practice controlled vulnerability,
mhm.
right? That's how I'm sort of referring to it in with my team. And, um, you know, you don't have to show everything. Just
Mhm.
because you share something doesn't mean you have to offer everything.
Mhm.
And especially if it's more comfortable, like it is for me, to take the humanity and wrap it in some expertise or vice
Mhm.
versa,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
Um, let there be a lesson there. How can you tie it back to the work? All of these things. So, um, you know, controlled vulnerability is the way to go.
I like that. So have you noticed any changes during the pandemic? I mean, I know, you did your post about going gray during the pandemic. And so like, has that resulted in a little bit more of people's personality and humanity coming out?
Yeah, well, you guys, if you're listening, what she's referring to is I did go gray. I stopped coloring my hair, which I'd done for years, and not only did I go gray, I had to, in the process of, taking all the color out and replacing it with gray, so that I didn't have this crazy transition of hair. I accidentally had a crazy transition of hair because I was blonde for like 4 months. So, and like, I can't hide all the
Mhm,
time. So I
mhm,
just
mhm,
may as well talk about it. And actually, I talk about so many things related to selling, about referrals and lead gen and pricing and messaging. But to be honest, like the stuff about going gray was the stuff that just people really had a connection to,
mhm, mhm,
more than anything else. So
mhm,
that was also a signal to me, right?
mhm. Right.
Um, have I seen a change? Absolutely. I think that people in the pandemic, a woman I used to work with said, she put it like, I guess we don't all have to pretend like we don't have personal lives anymore.